It's not going to help. The only person who's going to suffer from this is you, the borrower. They used this as a card to get your vote 4 years ago. They played everybody who voted for the Democrats. They said, listen, vote for us. We're going to cancel student loans. We're in 2024. Where the hell is that payoff? Some student loan borrowers are refusing to pay their student loans out of protest. So basically, these people who have their student loans are saying, nah, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stop paying my student loans, and it's going to force you to have to pay them off. I'm sorry. I'm failing to follow the logic here. And on top of all this, the fact that they are going to just completely ruin their credit and have a credit score of like 12 because they are protesting paying off their student loans. So we're smarter than the government. We definitely know what we're doing because we took out $200,000 to get a teaching degree. And then we're not actually teachers. We're actually working at Starbucks right now. But that's beyond the point. The point is they need to pay off my student loans. Borrowers are boycotting repayment in order to pressure the government to cancel their debts. This has actually got my brain kind of broken. I don't think you understand. It's not going to help. It's not going to do anything. The only person who's going to suffer from this is you, the borrower, who has decided to ruin your financial future by failing to pay the obligation that you signed up for. I look at this story and I'm just in complete shock as to how these people think that this is going to work. But then again, right, my wife, she got a letter whenever the whole student loan forgiveness was announced, and it was a letter that says, yes, you are qualified to get 100% of your student loans paid off, thanks to Joe Biden. Thanks to good old Uncle Joe Biden, Grandpa Joe Biden. And I don't think that's happened yet. In fact, I know for a fact that hasn't happened yet, because when the student loans repayment started, we've started paying back on it again. Now, we can afford it, so I'm not really worried about it. And we have the money to pay it off. But I tell her, I don't want to pay this off because the politicians, they used this as a card to get your vote 4 years ago. They played everybody who voted for the Democrats. They said, listen, vote for us. We're going to cancel student loans. We're in 2024. We're ready for the next election cycle. Where the hell is that payoff? I don't know. But I know one thing. I'm not going to have her pay off her student loans because we could do it in full in a second, because they're going to play this card again. Maybe they'll come through. Maybe there's enough people who actually remember these lies that they told, and they're going to call them out on their BS. And now the only way that they're going to get those votes again is like, oh, crap. We promised it before and we didn't deliver. So I guess the only way we're going to get those votes is if we actually deliver. So it would not surprise me at all if they did forgive some student loans. And they've tried this here and there. They've forgiven some here and some for other people. And we're going to talk about another thing that they're trying to pass right now. But you can't make these promises over and over and then expect people, when you don't deliver, when they're stressed financially beyond reproach, and now you're requiring to pay you're requiring them to pay their student loan payments back at a time where they just have no money left over because of inflation. What do you expect these people to do? One thing I did not expect is for them to refuse to pay out a protest. So I see both sides of the story here, right? Millions of borrowers with existing student loans still have not made a repayment since the bills resumed in October after a 3-year hiatus, and some admit they're going to refuse to pay out a protest. And if you're just tuning in real quick, my name is Christopher Yule. We cover the biggest headlines of the day and what the AI trading data has to say about it. And if you're interested in that too, be sure to definitely hit the subscribe button down below and start trading with the world's best AI stock trading assistant. Head to ovtlyr.com right now to see why outliers win. So this continues on. It says 25% said they have not made any payments at all. 9% said they are holding off on paying bills intentionally in an effort to pressure the government into canceling their debts. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, by not paying your debt, it will not make a difference to the government, right? That $200 to $500 a month or whatever you gotta pay back, the government doesn't care. They're just going to print more money. The government literally does not care about what you're thinking, because you are the smallest of atom drops in the ocean of what they actually can do financially. So you're not going to pressure the government to do anything. Nearly 1 of 10 delinquent borrowers said in this boycott, 44 said, or 1 in 10 delinquent borrowers are taking part of the boycott. 44% believe their protest will lead to cancellation of some student loan debt. No. This is how you can actually do it here. Go on the TikToks, go on the internets, go everywhere and spread this message far and wide. I'm not voting for anybody unless the student debt is canceled. Don't promise it. Deliver it. Deliver it this year before the elections happen in November. Then you actually might do something. Because if you can sway them, they don't care about your dollars. I'm being very honest here. Your dollars are meaningless in the grand scheme of things. What they care about is your vote. They want to stay in power. They want their offices. If you want to actually embark change here, don't ruin your financial future. Show them. Spread the word. Say, we're not doing anything. We're not voting for anybody in your category, in your party whatsoever until the student loans are canceled first. Deliver on your promises, and then maybe we'll consider voting for you. But don't do it with your dollars here, people. But even if no further debt cancellation comes to the boycott, most of the protesting borrowers believe their efforts will make an impact. They will if you actually boycott on votes. It goes on to say 86%. Hang on. It says 45% are somewhat likely. Hang on. I am having a hard time reading this. 86% told intelligence.com. It's very, okay, so 45% or 41%. That makes up 86%, Chris. Very or somewhat likely that the boycott will draw attention to the student loan debt conversation. 64% they believe it's highly or somewhat likely that the boycott will help elect political candidates who believe in loan forgiveness. I'm telling you right now, speak to power, spread the word. If this is your message that you want to fight on, tell them they're not getting your vote unless they cancel, you're not getting their vote unless they cancel student loans before November. Then, and only then, will they actually listen to you. So let's take a look at what the AI trading data has to say about JP Morgan, one of the largest financial institutions in the world. And we actually got a sell signal back on December 8th. And if you've been following these signals here, you actually would have seen a 70.9% return, which is outstanding. So if you want to get your hands on these outstanding signals and get an incredible deal, which is a very, very limited time deal, head to ovtlyrdeal.com. That's outlierdeal.com to start trading with the world's best AI stock trading assistant today. Now let's go take a look at what the internet is saying about this, right? So, like I say, they're trying, right? Biden's announced a plan to erase student debts. Biden has announced a plan to erase students for loan debts. I don't think they wrote that correctly. They're going to erase students? They're going to erase student loan debts under $12,000. This person says, totally not an election year ploy again, right? Totally not. The ones under $12,000 have nothing to worry about. I actually think this person's right because there are a lot of people with like $120,000, $240,000 of debt. They're the ones that really need to be worried about. Not enough. He promised us full relief and now he wants to give us $12,000. We need 100% forgiveness. Erase equals transfer of debt to the taxpayers. And this person says, I bust my backside to pay off $52,000 of debt in 5 years. Biden wants to swoop in and take credit. F this guy. So there's really two sides of the story here. But at the end of the day, all they care about are your votes. Don't risk your financial life here. Don't risk your financial future. Do vote with your votes. Show them your vote counts. Show them you're not going to do this again. You're not going to listen to their lies. You're not going to listen to their propaganda. Only when they actually deliver will you actually give them a vote. But I also know that the YouTube algorithm is incredibly smart and it thinks that you're going to love one of these two videos. So click one of these to watch more and I'll see you on the next episode.